Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, so now we have Commissioner Ferguson. Good afternoon. It is November 18th, 2025 at 3:01. Want to call to order the November meeting of the Norwalk Fire Commission. We have a quorum with Commissioner Dixon, Commissioner Pascaline, Commissioner Ferguson, and Mayor Rilling. First item, well, I just did the roll call, so that's good. Next item is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of Tuesday, October 21st. Do I have a motion? Don't be shy.
Motion.
Okay, motion made. Are there any corrections or deletions?
I have none.
Okay, seeing no corrections, all in favor of approving the minutes as submitted? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. So now we have public participation. Is there anybody that is looking to address the Fire Commission on any item that is on the agenda?
There are none, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Now that will bring us to the Fire Chief's report. Fire Chief McCabe.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. In the budget report, we are now 4 months into this fiscal year's budget. For the salary account, we have used 28.21% of the budget, putting us under by 5.12%. And for the overtime account, we've utilized 30.6%, putting us under by 2.73%. I should note that for the grand total expenses, we are slightly over by 2.16%, but this is due to certain expenses such as software subscriptions, EMT compensation being paid up front at the beginning of the fiscal year rather than month by month. So you have some large outputs at the beginning, then the budget levels out as the year goes on. So nothing to be concerned with at this time, but something that I'll keep an eye on. And to conclude, we currently have no one out injury on duty, no lost time
Mr.
in the
Dixon, you
month
look
of October.
remarkably like Irene Dixon. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
So that concludes my report. Any questions?
Could you repeat the last part? Because I was watching the switch over with the Dixon family.
Oh, of course, yes. So as I said, we are under budget for both the salaries account and the overtime account, which are our two big ones. But if you look at the overall budget, the grand total expenses, we are slightly over by 2.16%. However, this is due to certain expenses, such as software subscriptions, EMT compensation payouts being paid up front at the beginning of the fiscal year. So it puts us a little lopsided. You have large outputs at the beginning, and then the budget levels out as the months go on. So as I said, nothing to be concerned with at this time, but something that we'll watch going forward. So we have currently no one out injury on duty and no lost time for the month of October. And I'd be happy to take any questions.
I do have a question for you, Chief. The last meeting we talked about the volunteer stations reimbursing us for some of our support. Would that be in the next budget, you think, or is that something that we're pushing out until we get more information on how that could be leveraged?
So you're referring to the volunteers down in the Rowayton district, the District 6?
Yes, Chief. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a discussion that we would have to have going forward with the city, because Rowayton is a separate taxing district. Their volunteers are supplemented differently than the Norwalk Fire Department is through fire tax. So as far as any reciprocation for our helping them out, there is nothing at this point in time. It's more of a mutual aid agreement that we have with them.
Understand.
And we looked at that because the 6th taxing district has, from their property taxes, the fire service removed. So the fire service, total cost of the fire service is spread across 5 districts instead of 6. So we've been encouraging a review, if you would, of how much time or how many services are provided for the 6th taxing district And then perhaps we should start adding that into their property tax as well. And
We
we also
do,
looked at the possibility of even coming to an agreement where we increase the size of the Norwalk Fire Department and have at least several hours a day staffed down at the Rowayton Firehouse.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to present an urgency. I'm just going back to how that could affect the budget in the future. So since there's no discussions, I'm not saying that we should have a discussion now. I'm just thinking how that could be in line with the budget in the future.
Yes. Yes, and I should say for clarity too, the Norwalk Fire Department does provide first responder service to that district. So we do all the EMS calls in Rowayton, along with Norwalk PD and Norwalk Hospital EMS. And we do respond to full structure fire assignment down to Rowayton whenever there is a structure fire there. And the last one being just last night, there was a structure fire down in Rowayton, and we sent a full response down there to assist them. So it's certainly a discussion that's worth having as we move forward.
Thank you, Chief.
And I will update the new mayor coming in and her fire commission. I don't know what that's going to look like, but it's something that really we need to take a look at that, because the concept was that no services were provided to the 6th taxing district. So we weren't adding that to their property tax. But now that we're providing more services, we should really take a look, because it's only fair that they participate in their share of the cost.
Understood.
Very good.
Any other questions for the chief? Okay, that brings us to the Assistant Fire Chief of Administration, Assistant Chief Cotte.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. Just a few updates on ongoing projects. The Station 1, the apparatus floor replacement, that was actually completed a few weeks ago. And everything came out very good. We're going through, we're just finishing up on the, closing out the permits and everything, but that has been completed very successfully. Station 4, the building renovation, obviously that's ongoing. We are in design phase right now, still with the architect. It's going very well. We just pushed another milestone where we got a construction management firm that we contracted with from our RFP. That's going to go through. I believe we have to go to land use first, and then we'll, go through the progress of getting them signed. We're trying to get them. I talked to Alan Lowe. He wants to try to get them on board by the beginning of next year, so we can move forward there and hopefully get that design done. And then we're still on track to hopefully have a contractor and break ground by next summer for that project. So that is moving forward very well. The overhead door replacement project that we have citywide is nearly complete. We're just waiting on one special door over at the apparatus maintenance building. That's a larger door that they had to specially it was a special fabrication. And our SCBA upgrade for all of our air packs, that we have nearly all the equipment, I would say, is in. We're looking to upgrade a couple of our filling stations that have to be done before we can put everything in service, but everything's been inventoried and we are ready to put them in service as soon as we can get our couple pieces of equipment left to go. But that hopefully will be done in the next month or so. And that concludes the report. I'll take any questions.
Commissioners, any thoughts or questions or comments? Okay. That brings us to the Assistant Fire Chief of Operations, Assistant Chief Reardon.
I think I'm unmuted. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and Fire Commission. This is the report from operations. Going to the calls in October, we had a slight increase in calls, averaging about 24 calls per day, slightly up from last month. Going to fire apparatus, we did accept delivery of a new tactical vehicle. We're calling it Tactical Rescue 2. What this vehicle has is it is basically a support vehicle for on-scene prolonged operations currently. It has a fan on there. It has an air compressor to fill air bottles. It eventually will be partnered with our rescue vehicle to provide some advanced technical rescue components. Once our new rescue vehicle arrives, which is projected about a year, those vehicles will pair together and they'll respond as a task force to structural, kind of out of the box, uncommon specialty instances. We have a new command vehicle that should be arriving any day now. That'll replace our command car 2 and operate at a headquarters. It's a gas vehicle. It'll be a little bit better on operations, a little smaller vehicle. It'll have a robust command system with the latest technology to just help us on scene for accountability, safety, and in line with what we're using, be a little more effective for the incident command system. We're looking at planning for a tactical rescue 3, which will be a high water vehicle that we currently have. Potentially looking at getting some funding to upgrade that and place that in a location that would respond to flooding conditions, respond to hurricanes that might roll in and get some storm surge come up. So we're looking at Station 5 to pair up Engine Company 5 on Meadow Street with that vehicle. Going on to operations, we onboarded 7 new recruits. They recently completed the academy, and then they went through just about a week. It was actually a total of 6 days of training in-house. They're great. They learned a lot. We just spent the final week having them kind of come up to speed on the specific job tasks the Norwalk Fire Department has, administration work, onboarding them, getting them to learn kind of how Norwalk can really understand the department just as an orientation period. We do marine operations are going well. We have the Marine Unit 229 named fondly after Mayor Rilling. Training for that vessel has been ongoing for the past 2 months, and the crews are really up to speed on that. And we're happy to be providing that service to the city of Norwalk. We've been working on rappelling off the 50 Washington Street building for this holiday extravaganza, which will take place the first weekend in December. And fortunately, we've been invited to use our technical rescue team that's located here at headquarters off Rescue Company 2 to provide that service of Santa and the Grinch rappelling down the side of 50 Washington Street. So we're actually Thursday is going to be the additional training session when we'll be doing a walkthrough of 50 Washington Street. And then next week, we're going to do a live rappel of that. And then the day of the event, weather permitting, we'll be taking part in that. So the crews are super excited. It's a great service we're providing to the community. And we're also able to get some quality training involved. You know, people wash windows on the side of 50 Washington Street all the time. So if they get stuck, we're ready to go.
The pressure's on, don't you?
Yeah, pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
The guys are up for the crew, like the personnel.
Remembering last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got. Well, yeah. Hopefully, we're gonna be on. We're on the rescue side of it last year, so now we're gonna be on the performance side of it. Lastly, for operations, and I'm sure DC Gagnon will get into a little bit more, but we've partnered up extremely well with police department and EMS for handling some mass casualty / active threat, active shooter training. The planning that's been involved with that since I've been in this office, and the partnership with Norwalk Hospital and police department is really been impressive. Everyone's come together and actually put together a good plan. And now we've been exercising those training events for the past week and a half, and it's going really well. Hopefully that incident never happens, but we have to be prepared for it. And lastly, there's 3 notable incidents on the list here. We had a 4th last night, but first one, the structure fire at 100 San Vincenzo Place that occurred October 21st. And it was an apartment fire that was contained pretty quickly by the first 2 companies, preventing spread. Fires under investigation, and we had effective operations there to just quickly put the fire out. Fire shortly after that was at 21 Fairfield Avenue. Fortunately, one of our truck companies was actually traveling that area and discovered the fire. They saw the smoke coming down the road, and they investigated it, and they called in a working fire assignment. The companies including that truck company and then the first arriving companies, performed extremely well. There's serious fire conditions in the garage and extending into the rest of the house, and they rapidly rescued a victim out of the house. And unfortunately, that victim did succumb about a week later to their injuries. But the crews did a good job in containing the fire and removing the victim. Shortly after that, the next day, we had a fire in New Canaan that we responded mutual aid to. Engine 1 went there and assisted the New Canaan Fire Department. We're happy to share our resource there because, as we talked last week, the tanker task force is reliant on mutual aid companies, and New Canaan is a key element in that. So, you know, we were grateful to send to be able to reciprocate on that part. And lastly, we did have a fire in the Rowayton Fire District. We did send 3 engine companies, 2 truck companies, 1 rescue vehicle, and our incident commander to act as safety officer, as well as some of our staff personnel responded to assist in that. It was a basement fire that was extended rapidly to the rest of the structure. Unfortunately, we were able to put a lot of personnel into the incident quickly to prevent it from going further. At this time, this concludes the Assistant Fire Chief of Operations report. Any questions?
Any questions from any of the commissioners? Sounds like you've been very busy. Sounds like things are moving forward nicely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Howard, were you saying something, Howard? We can't hear you, Howard, if you're talking. We can't hear you. We cannot hear you.
Oh, that's great.
We
Okay.
can hear you now.
I can hear you. That's okay.
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? That was the commercial they used to do.
I can hear you. Me? No?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry. I was just gonna say kudos to the firemen that noticed the smoke and reacted and responded accordingly. That's keeping your eyes wide open all the time. Excellent.
Pass that along to them. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, if there are no questions, that brings us to the Fire Marshal's report. Fire Marshal Donahue is with us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. The Fire Marshal's Office had the activities for the summary of the month of October. The total number of inspections for the month of October was 306 properties with 6 mega multi-sites for a total of 837 units. We reviewed 25 fire and life safety plans for a total of $2,350. We had 3 liquor license renewals for a total of $195. For total income for the month of October was $2,545. During this month, the Fire Marshal's Office had a total of 11 investigations. 6 were fire related, 5 were code hazard related. We held 14 fire and life safety pub ed events throughout the month of October. Deputy Fire Marshal Kelly was scheduled with and held numerous fire and safety and prevention assemblies throughout the community, including Stepping Stones Museum, Carousel Preschool, Ryan's Little Clubs, Little Critters, Regina Pactus Academy, and a child development at Norwalk Community College with engine companies in those districts. Also, last month, Deputy Fire Marshal Kelly continued to provide education in a fall safety series to the Star Vocational Center here at headquarters or at their facility on Wolf Pit. Our 3 newly promoted deputy fire marshals are still in school at the State Fire Marshal's Office for fire code. On October 4th, the Fire Marshal's Office was on site for inspections of commercial cooking stations, tents, food trucks for the Nights Festival. This event went well and was a good turnout. On October 18th, our division supported Wolf Pit Elementary School's Pumpkin Festival with public education activities, our smoke trailer, and an engine company. With beautiful weather, this event seemed to be a huge success with a large community turnout. Also on October 18th, Lowe's held an event which we supported with public education activities and some apparatus for the public. On October 25th, the Fire Marshal's Office was on site for the Halloween Night Fair for inspections of commercial cooking stations, tents, and food trucks. That event also went well and it was a good turnout. That concludes the month of October's Fire Marshal's report. I'd be happy to take any questions at this time.
Any questions from the commission? I know you've gotten some assistant fire marshals. How are we doing with inspections? I know that's always an issue, and I know sometimes it's very difficult to keep up with them.
We've actually been doing really well with the new software. I think it implemented well. I think the guys grasped it very well. I think it's going really well this year for inspections,
Good.
residential and commercial.
I do have one request for the fire marshal's activity. We were at a funeral earlier, and the door that was at the entrance, it was locked, and there was difficult unlocking it.
Yeah, I couldn't get out either.
Oh, geez. What's the address?
It's this St. John's, correct?
St. Paul's Church.
St. Paul's, I'm sorry, over on the green.
Okay, is that the one on the green?
Yeah,
We'll make a visit.
yeah. I tried to get out. It was,
Also,
I had to
but
leave
also-
to go, I had to leave to go to a meeting of the Connecticut Port Authority. And I tried to sneak out because the service wasn't over yet. And as I'm trying to sneak out, the door's locked and so much for trying to sneak out unnoticed.
We don't mind when people are locked out. We just don't like when they're locked in.
Yeah, well, I was locked in.
Also want to add something from your report, Fire Marshal Donahue. I saw a blurb on handing out some free smoke detectors. I was really happy to see that. Was that done this month or is that done next month? Because I saw a couple blurbs on that. That wasn't added in your report.
So that I was going to add for November's. This is October's report. So I
Okay,
wouldn't-
okay. I
Yeah,
jumped the
so-
gun. I'm sorry. I jumped the
No,
gun.
no, you're absolutely fine.
Okay.
So I can explain that to you. So we did accept a few donations from a few companies in town. One of them was Kansan Electric. The manager out of there donated 20 smoke detectors for us. The 10-year lithium ion smoke CO. We also got another donation, which I just got an email just now from KBE, which built 467 West Avenue. So those will be coming in also. So it's very nice to see that people are donating smoke detectors to give out to the people that need them because they are expensive these days.
Yes. Thank you. Sorry for jumping the gun. I thought that was this month, but that's for next month's report. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. I like your enthusiasm.
Bern, I just wanted to pop in and express gratitude. I'm sorry I had technical difficulties for a few minutes. But all of the huge community events that you guys have attended and supported and been a presence at, it really makes a big difference. And just on behalf of people who just live in Norwalk, thank you.
You are very welcome, Commissioner.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, we will
Thank you.
move on to emergency management. Is Mr. Luca available, or is somebody else going to give the report, or is there no report this month?
Michelle is out of town at the emergency conference. So she said that she has no report for this month.
Okay. Very good. And that brings us to the training division report, and that brings us to Deputy Chief of Training, Roy Gagne.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and Fire Commissioners. It's been a pretty busy couple of months, as Assistant Chief Reardon had mentioned. Our current training activities, we just went through an entire refresher for active threat and stop the bleed, or TECC care, tactical emergency casualty care, with PD and EMS. So the entire department was able to go through that. We're working with First Due right now for the software changes for our training reports, just to get them a little bit more accurate. I'm still working on that. I'm hoping to roll that out by January or February, just so we have a better view. We've wrapped up our tanker task force training for now, and we're going to be looking in the spring to be doing another training evolution, not at the college, but actually in a neighborhood in town, just to have a better understanding of how that's going to work with our crews. We're working on some radio communications too. We've noticed some differences in how we communicate on the radio during active threat, and just some nomenclature changes that we're going to make to that SOP. Some of the things that we've completed so far, were pretty much Renzulli is wrapped up. We've done a lot of forcible entry, ventilation operations, confined space training, line pulling of lines, things of that nature, positioning of our ladder apparatus. So that was a really great find, and awesome of them to let us use it for so long. If we can, we're going to do a little bit more if it's not down yet, towards the spring. But from what I hear, it's going to be torn down prior to that. Upcoming activities, right now, we're right in the middle of our joint training with PD and EMS. We're at 79 Glover Avenue on Friday. That is our last day for joint training operations. If anybody would like to come and observe, I have, vests for you to wear to observe so that everybody knows that you're out of the scenario and you're just there to watch. You're all more than welcome to come and watch. It's a very large event with over 70 people there, and between 30 from the PD, 12 from us, and probably about 20 EMS professionals. So that coordination has been, it's been pretty taxing, but we're getting through it and we're making some great progress there. Coming up in December, we're going to be going over our roof rope operations for roof rope rescue on areas of the town, areas of the city that have limited access to the back of the buildings in case we need to get anybody out of a structure that way. We've set up a class for the fire marshal's office coming up in December as well. It's fire and life safety educator, where right now I believe we're at a 19 people count, which we've opened it up to surrounding towns also because it's a very difficult class to get scheduled with the state academy. So we opened it up to everybody in the area, and right now we have about 19 signed up and 24 is the cap. So I'm hoping to get a full class. We're planning on doing our hazardous materials training in the spring as well. And we're in the final stages of planning for our EMS refresher coming up in January and February. The dates have been chosen, the company's been chosen, and now we're just, I'm just tracking everybody's certifications on when they're going to expire so I can get a complete roster ready to go. And that's it for the training report. And if anybody has any questions, I'm willing to take them.
With the joint active threat training with PD and EMS, can you ensure that the commission receives a reminder or an email with the date and the time and location so that if they decide that they want to take a look, they'll have that information?
Will do. I'll send it right after this meeting.
Any other comments or questions? Might have been remiss. I don't know if you had, I think you did. You had an opportunity to meet our new HR person, Sharon Torres, has joined us on this meeting. So she's been on board for how long now, Sharon?
I think we're at 4 weeks.
At what?
I think we're at 4 weeks.
4 weeks. So yeah, and we went without a full-time HR person for quite a while, and it was a very difficult situation, but we certainly appreciate all the patience that some of our departments showed during that transition time. So if there are no other questions, I looked at the rest of the agenda. There are no items. Is there any other comments or thoughts?
Mayor, I'd just like to remind the commission that next Tuesday, the 25th at 2:30 p.m. at fire headquarters, we have a swearing in and promotion ceremony for new officers and new probationary firefighters. And of course, everyone is welcome to come. We hope to see you there.
We'll be
Always
there,
a nice
Chief.
event. Always a nice event. Okay, having said that, I will accept a motion to adjourn, I guess. Don't be shy.
So
Okay,
moved.
Commissioner Passkine, a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
It is 3:30 and we are adjourned. Thank you. And we'll see you
Thank you
next
all.
month, if not before.
Be well, be safe.